My name is Vercie Lark. I think that if you don't know about me, you can Google me, but I'm going to tell you a little secret. Crystal Watts, who was the former president of the Heartland. I was online when I was working for DST Systems, and it occurred to me, I had the Hispanic Chamber folks talking to me, the Asian Chamber folks talking to me, and all these chambers talking to me when I was heading what's called financial services. It was about $1 billion business. And it just struck me. I said, why isn't anybody talking to me from the Black Chamber? So I go online and I start looking around and I find the chamber and I ultimately connect with Crystal. She comes to meet with me. And she sits down. How many people know Crystal? A lot of people know Crystal. She's like the best networking person I've ever met. But so she sits down and we're talking in my office, and she's just doing her spiel about the Heartland, and she's selling like crazy. And she stops, and I just said, "So what do you need?" And she looked at me and she goes, "Nobody ever asked me that." I said, "Put that paperwork away. Tell me what you need." So she told me what she needed. She said, "Number one, I need more people on my board that work in businesses." So I said, "Okay, I'll see what I can do." And ultimately, I got pulled in to be on the board. And then they needed money, and so we tried to find ways to get money to help the chamber out. And that's what I've done for the last roughly year and a half. I would say if you're going to do something, you got to put your money where your mouth is. Otherwise, you're not going to do anything. You know, I can go out and buy a pair of shoes because I love shoes, or I put some money in somebody's pocket to help them buy shoes and build shoes. That's where I want to spend my time. I want us to be the producers. I want us to be the owners. I want us to be the distributors of products, not the consumers of products more often than not. That's why I'm here today. That's why I'm here. So next thing, I'm going to give you some facts. She took my facts out of the slides, but you never stop me. I know how this works. I've been around the block. So a couple of facts. You know, there's a couple of things that came out in the press in the last week. I want to make it work. There was a Nielsen report. You guys know what Nielsen is? They do TV reports. They do a little bit more than that. And this is how decisions are made in corporate America, and we don't quite know that. So they did a report that said basically in 2017, Black Americans spent 2018, they expect us to spend $1.7 trillion on consumer goods and services. That's trillion. I managed a business that was $1 billion. Keep going, right? The next thing they said, we invest about 3 to 5% of our income to create more business, to create more wealth for ourselves. Guess what others invest? 16 to 20. So we've got to do some education with our constituents and our folks about where to put your money so that we can actually get out of the situation we're in. That's another one. We watch about 37% more TV than any other group in America. And guess what we watch? Reality TV. TV shows that include people like us. And then if you're watching 37% more TV, what do you think is happening to you for those 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 20 hours a week that you watch? Right? What do you see? You see the worst of our people. Right? You see shoes, you see chains, you see all these great things that we all want to have, because guess what? They want you to spend $1.7 trillion. And guess who's manufacturing that stuff to sell it to us? Right? Kanye is not manufacturing anything. Right? Jay-Z is not manufacturing anything. Right? I'll get it to you real. They ain't making anything. They're making money off of us. And they're making a little bit of money. They're not trillionaires. They're not billionaires. Now, Jay-Z is pretty close. Right? But him and Beyonce got something going on. Right? That's okay. All right. So the point is, we've got to change the way we think as business leaders, as educators, as community leaders, as clergy. Everybody's got to come together, because what we are in right now, I think you said third world country. There are third world countries living better than some of the folks in our inner cities. Right? I worked in India. I've been to China. I've been to a lot of places in my life. And I've seen people come from dirt to massive cities, Latin America, Bratislava. I've been all over the world watching this happen because I worked in the tech industry before coming to DST. It's not a matter of can we, it's a matter of will we. Do we have the will to come together this day and this day forward that can make a difference, not just in Kansas City, Kansas. You talk about the heart, this is about the United States of America, right? Chambers don't connect the way they should. Companies don't connect the way they should. So now I'm going to move on to give you the real deal. So there's a tagline of this research says something like this. Despite historically high unemployment rates, blacks have shown resiliency, I think that sounds good, don't you? Resiliency is their ability to persevere as consumers.
Wow.
Y'all get that? That's why I'm here. This has got to change. The next one. African Americans will continue to be a significant consumer and heavy influencer of goods and services in the U.S. Need I say more? Right? Who influences us? Right? Well, who's getting the money? So again, it's not a bad thing. You never begrudge someone for making money. What you want to do is figure out how to do it for yourself. I don't begrudge anybody that's smarter than me that says, you know what, I just made some money off of it. That'd be the last time you make money off of me. Because I want to learn from you. So, I work with billionaires. Right? I learned a lot in my life working with billionaires. They think differently. Guy tells me he grew up and he was a grocery bagger. A bagging groceries. And he saw the guy that ran the store. His wife would come into the store every day. She'd come into the store. When she came to the store, guess what she did? She'd go around and get her groceries. He said, shh, he's a smart guy. He said, I'm going to walk around with her and I'll move her car. So he did. Take her car around the store. Take her outside. Put her something in. She loved him. She introduced him to her husband. After a while, the power in the family is really the women. She said, husband, you need to give this boy a store. So he did. He gave him a store, gave him the worst store in his chain. Thank you. He turned that store around. He said, hey, this guy got something going on. I gave him another store. Gave him another store. This guy ultimately turned 2 stores around, and then the owner said, you know what? There's something going on in America. This is a long, long time ago. I-75 was being built. You guys know that? From Florida all the way up. I-75 was being built. He said, you know what? I tell you what, we're going to create a company, and I want you to go, because he was a big name person, I want you to go and buy property. So he bought on the corners all the way up I-75. This was before anybody knew what was going on. Quietly buying properties. And guess what they did after that? Gas stations came along. Guess who had the land? This guy. Guess who's a billionaire? This guy. So sometimes you just got to take a little risk, but you need some help. There's no billionaire, millionaire, multi-millionaire that's ever done anything on his own. But this guy told me, he said, Vercie, I'm in a meeting with him, we're at dinner. He goes, I go, how do you do it? He goes, I hustle. This guy was 70 years old. He said, I hustle. He said, you guys don't know nothing about hustle. He said, when I leave here, I'm going here, go do this. I mean, his schedule was packed. 70 years old. He was a serious player. His name is George Arthur. You go look him up, you'll see he's on the Forbes top 500 billionaires in the country. You would never know his name. So bottom line, I'm not here to talk about hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, all that kind of stuff. We need to get to a place where we can make millions and billions. So, a phrase that I carry with me, and I usually do it in all kinds of motivational speeches, but I figured it was good for today. You know what? It's our future. The best way to predict it is to create it. You guys heard this phrase before? Right? You may not like Abraham Lincoln's politics, but he's spot on. If you want to change the future, you need to do it. You can't predict. If I'm going to wait for Washington, I think opportunity zones are the latest thing that we're talking about. Guess who's going to make the most money? The investors. They're going to give a little money to the communities and say, hey, we just put a building in, we just helped fund the business, and they made a little bit of money. The real money is from the investors. So we got to figure out how to get on that side of the So, I'm pretty simple. In business, I've been in business a long time as a tech person. I moved over to run the business at DSP Systems before retiring. I am unapologetic. When I came into this role and I started working with Chris, there were a lot of people asking questions about, well, what about this? What about that? What should we do with the KCK chamber? I don't care about all that kind of stuff. All I want to do is do one thing. First, promote good. There's this philosophy that I have, and that is you can love capitalism and you can be compassionate. They don't have to be mutually exclusive, right? And so what Kim's already talked about is really how to be a compassionate capitalist. Do good in your community, do good for others, and you'll get good for yourself. My wife is sitting over in the corner, and she knows she's her name. We always say, the more we give, the more we get. And it is a blessing. It is the truth. She gets nervous every now and then because I get a little bit wild when I get it, but it always comes back in 2, 3, 10 vote. The next one, investment. We got to get on the other side. So as business owners, you have to invest in your business. So how do we connect you is there's bankers sitting right there. Anybody need some money? Those folks have the programs to help you get money. But more importantly, once you get the money, you make some money. What are you going to do with it? right? Once you make money, you got to pour that back into something that's actually going to change your business exponentially. I worked in a business that went from about $750 million to $1 billion. I worked in a business that went from $10,000 to X. I've had real estate. I've had a clothing store online. Right now I'm an investor, an angel investor. And so I'm doing things easy now. I don't have to work so hard. It's awesome. I put money in things, and then my wife sits over there and says, I don't know what he's doing, but if it works out, she'll be happy. If it doesn't, she'll just kind of take me out of the house. Collaboration. Nothing in business is done without the help of others, without collaboration. One of the things I learned and I've seen over and over, I'm talking to this guy, his name's George Argus, and he goes, Vercie, I hustle. And he's telling me, I'm meeting with this person, this person, this person. This guy was the secretary to, I forget which country, working in the Nixon administration. So he was wired with politics, he was wired with other countries, he was wired with the chambers, he was wired with everybody. He could pick up the phone and call anyone. Collaboration, right? That's very, very important. You never know who's connected to who, and so be good to everybody. That would be my other thing to say. Be good and be kind, right? Compassion and capitalism works. It's the keys to our success in this room, right? I would say the people that run businesses are the people that are the builders, the producers. They have the keys to the kingdom. They have the secrets to teach the next generation what to do, right? So Kim talked about the young folks, I call them, program. We not only need to do for ourselves, but we can also teach the others so that there's a path that's laid so they can see something different than Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye, Snoop Dogg. I can just go on and on and on and on, right? All right. Whether you're an aspiring business leader or a current business owner, you know, ultimately we got everything in our hands. $1.7 trillion. And we complain about we don't have much. It's just spent the wrong way. I don't know what we have in terms of wealth in this room, but I'll tell you a story. I met a guy who was from Asia. This gentleman, I'm meeting him at lunch, and he's just picking my brain. And I said, how in the heck did you get money to invest in Kansas City? And he said, Mr. Lark, he said, back home, where I come from, we had 500 people put together $1,000 each. Do the math. He said, when I came to the United States, I had $500,000 to invest in my business. It's that easy. So if you don't want to invest, take $500 from 5 people. How much money do you have? It doesn't take a lot if we can get ourselves together and work together. Right? And then I want to create a blueprint. You know, there's chambers all over the country. There's one that's in Cincinnati that just got a deal as a foundation. That's been created in the name of a person that started an incubator. I can't remember his name, but they just got a $5 million foundational grant from some companies to sustain that chamber because it's doing great things. Here's the way the world works. When people see success, they drive right behind it. When they see failure, they run from it. And so the more successful you are, the more things are going to come your way. The fact that you guys are here today as they showing up is everything you guys have shown up. Now we need to show out. We need to show people what a chamber can be and what a chamber can do. And with Kim's leadership, I'm all in. I mean, I don't do anything halfway, and Kim knows this. I put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to continue to invest in this chamber. I'm going to continue to invest in this community. I'm going to do what we have to do to change KCK, KCMO, etc. Crime won't go away without money, right? I know what the temptation is like for young folks in the community that we live in. We've got to show them something different. And so I'm here to help that, and I'm here to help Kim do that. That's what it's all about. We can make a lot of money. We can do it legitimately, and we can do it with compassion. And if you are all in on that, I want you to join us. I call you to join us because together I think it's going to make a big difference, not just in Kansas City, Kansas. Those people that watch us will go to other cities and replicate what we do because they will know how to do it. That young person from China that came here, he knew exactly what to do. He said to me, Vercie, I've seen whole cities come up from dirt. He said, I believe I can do anything. And guess what? Those people in this community gave them the money to try. That's what we got to do. Find the resources, give them the money, and then teach them how to be better, and teach ourselves so we can all grow and be great people, and be great and passionate people, and more importantly, make it rain. That's my favorite book. Money means motivation. Hopefully you got that now. You motivated? You got money? If you ain't motivated, see me outside.